old but gold, it seems.
Hi guys, my name is Dr. Rocker and I drew this one more than 2 years ago now. And when I stumbled over this piece recently, I thought, why not post it on Instagram just to see how people would like it. And I got a ton of likes for it.
I used some nice shadings, which I did with a pencil, but other than that, the hatching is really terrible, so I thought, why not redraw this one?
Cause I haven't been doing a redraw for quite a long time and I thought this might be a lot of fun. I really want to see how I can make it look nowadays. Especially since I had so much practice with my project SASQUATCH Vikings, which is on Kickstarter right now, so please go ahead and check it out. Maybe you can back it up. That would mean the world to me. It was so much work. I put so much effort in every page. I had to do 25 pages and some covers and some extra sketches. So please check it out. Link will be in description. And it should have been a lot of nice practice to produce a really cool piece of art today. And I will make sure to film the whole sketching process so you guys can follow along if you like. Cause it's a pretty cool drawing and you might want to draw it yourself. So, let's draw Moon Knight.
I will use a Strathmore 300 series for this one because there are no blue lines like in this one. And yeah, that's better since it will be able to hold some Copics should I want to use them, and also will be nice to show off the thing with the pencil. And by the way, there's only one light source in this drawing, but I will do some reflections from the body to this hand in the new version, so there will be a little bit of a rim light, which should make the drawing look even better.
But enough talking, more drawing, let's go!
Okay guys, I sped this up a little bit, but not too much, so you will be able to draw along. You can pause anytime, so that should be no problem if you want to draw the whole piece yourself. You can see we start in the line with the middle, and we just drew in the upper body. Very easy, just follow the forms I did. Some circles for the shoulders, and the arms are like 2 cylinders. And you can see I attached like a belt on the bottom of the upper body, and on this below to the belt there is the underwear. These are all quite nice landmarks, so I would highly recommend using those as well. And yeah, you can see we are going into a little bit more of some details. The hands and the arms, just a little bit of a shape right there. Now we are drawing in the legs. I drew this one a little bit smaller. I mean, the drawing isn't quite small, but the figure is a little bit smaller than on the original drawing, so I have a little bit more space for the feet, which is nice. The right leg is a little bit more towards us, which is very cool because we can see the movement because he's walking, and he's walking like really cool, in a cool way. There we are doing the normal muscles from the legs, quite easy. 2 big ones, a smaller one in the middle. They all end up in the knee, and some strings right there. And there's the chest. I only draw in the chest now. You can begin with a chest if you like to, if this is how you normally draw. But in my case, I like to start with just a overall gesture for the upper body, and then I draw in the chest. And mostly I draw in the chest after I drew in the chest muscles, because it's a landmark, which makes it easier to define where the chest needs to be. Those are the shoulder muscles. You can go nuts with shoulder muscles. I'm here more or less in an anatomical correct way, but you can draw in some extra muscles if you like. I find that always looks pretty cool actually. What else is happening there? This is the other shoulder. Yeah, and what I wanted to talk to you about a little bit more is also the SASQUATCH Vikings project. Oh, those are the collarbones we just drew there. Because it's really a cool project, you really should check it out. The link will be down in the description, in the video description. Maybe you will be able to back it up. I put a lot of effort in the whole book. it really was so much work because I wanted to do it properly. And I'm pretty sure you will appreciate the whole artwork, especially since we have a really cool professional comic book colorist who will color the whole piece. So that's just amazing to me. It's so cool that he went on board, because he's one of the best. He's called Andrew Dullhouse, and he's working on stuff like Spawn. I mean, isn't that crazy? That's Gunslinger Spawn, to be specific. Oh, and here we are already at the head of Moon Knight. It's pretty simple because he has a mask on, similar to the mask from Deadpool. Everything's concealed. You can just see the eye. Yeah, the eye in this case, the eyes, if he looks directly at you. And there's the hood. He has a really cool hood, and you can see I tried to use a lot of jagged lines, because those jagged lines, they just look pretty cool. They make the whole drawing a little bit more alive, I think. And you can go even more crazy with those jagged lines, but if you do them too much, it might be that the whole thing looks cartoony, or too cartoony for your taste maybe, so be careful with that. You can see I had to redraw the cape a couple of times. It's a bit difficult because the hood becomes the cape, so I had to fool around a little until I was happy. That's the cape right there, and you can see I'm still redrawing a little bit of the hood and the cape, but I guess I'm done here now. And yeah, this already comes together. Now we need to draw in the symbol, the half moon. And I was fooling around. I wanted to try it bigger and smaller, because I just thought I can do whatever I like. It doesn't have to be exactly like it's supposed to be. A little bit of redesigning is always a lot of fun. And the belt is also pretty easy to draw, but looks pretty cool. And what I did, yeah, you can see I tried around at some different versions just to make sure how I want to do it, but you will be able to see me in a second where I will use some sort of ruler. It's a ruler for circles. Oh yeah, and I needed to beef him up a little bit. And then I will use the circle ruler to do all the half moons properly. You don't have to use one of these, but it's certainly there they are. It certainly makes for a really nice touch when the symbols are so really clean and neat. I also used it down at the belt, and also for the small half moons on the belt, because like I said, it's a nice touch to have this done really properly. I didn't use the ruler when I inked the thing, because I want to have it look quite natural. So you can use it with inking as well, but that's totally up to you. Some last details on the belt, and then I will define some shadings, some strong blacks, but I will not go too nuts there with the strong blacks, because it's a redrawing and I pretty much have it figured out from the first time I drew this like 2 years ago. So no need to use all this time to draw in all the strong blacks with the pencil. If you're unsure, you can do it with the pencil, of course, but if you ink it, you can just follow along and do it like that. And yeah, what's this all about? Redrawing. Redrawing is such a great way to see where you are, where is your progress, how much have you evolved. And to evolve a lot, of course, the most important thing is to draw a lot, because practice makes the master. And I know it's said 1,000 times, but it's just the hard truth. But what else I can tell you is, if you manage to do a proper gesture drawing, that's the most important thing. And to evolve from there, you can see it in this example perfectly, actually, because The gesture wasn't bad on the first one, but there was a lack of details. I didn't know how to draw these details, so that's a really big step to evolve and get better with your style and with your drawings. Like the veins you can see right there. If you know how to draw veins and only draw the shadow of these veins, and the same thing with all the folds, and you really try not to get too confused, you use a lot of them folds and the veins. And there's a video on my channel, it's called How to Bring Your Drawing to the Next Level. Check it out, it's like where I show you how to draw veins and folds. When you do those properly, you will have such a big progress in your drawings. You will see, I promise you that. It's really a big difference. And also, what's a very important thing to practice in comic book drawings is the hatching. So please make sure to take your time with the hatching. I know it looks like they need to be done quite quickly, but that's not the case. You can take your time and do them slowly. And don't be lazy with the hatchings, because very often, like you can see in my first version of this drawing, the lines are way too far apart. Of course, it's getting way faster and it's easier, but it's very important that those hatching lines are quite narrow next to each other, because that makes a whole big of a difference. And don't use too big pens. Try to hatch with some smaller and thinner lines, and you will also evolve a lot. I promise you that. So try this out, draw along. If you want to, you can send me your drawing on Instagram. It might take me a while to respond, but I will, and maybe I can help you out a little, give you some tips. But again, the best tip I can give you is to draw a lot. Draw every day, people, and you will get there. Promise.
Okay guys, we got ourselves a light sketch. I drew him a little bit smaller, but this way we can see a little bit more of the feet. And you can see I already drew him, drew in way more details like veins, and these are going to be folds. But this you will be able to see properly when I ink this thing, which I will do right now. For that I will use some Micron pens, a Tombow pen, I guess a brush pen, but you will see that in a second. Let's go!
Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, the next step is done, which are the strong blacks. And you can already see, I think it looks already more interesting than this one, the old one. Because of all the details, you can see pretty well already. All the folds, and also the veins. But there will be a huge difference when we are done with the hatching, because the hatching on this one is really bad. I mean, what was I thinking? I don't know, man. That's embarrassing. That's really embarrassing. But let's go on. Let's hatch this thing. Let's go. Okay guys, we are done with the inks and we should compare it to the old one again. And I guess here you can see it's a huge difference, because I really improved a lot over the last couple of years. So you can see the hatching right there is so much nicer than just those crazy lines I did on this one. Oh my. But still, always nice to do a redraw. You should do it as well. Take one of your worst drawings and redraw it, because
it's really nice. It's so nice for me right now to see how much better I got. And I also used some of these, the white ink, so the whole thing has more life in it already, even though it's not colored. Well, colored, you know what I mean. And now I guess I will try and use some Copic markers as well to get more depth. But mostly I will, as in this one, use my 2B pencil to put in some shadings. So let's do that.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, my redraw. Let's analyze this.
So, what are the biggest differences between those two? A major difference is way more experience on this one, because first of all, there's the rim light here, so the arm is very well defined compared to this one, where it's just a black blur. That's big of a difference. Then of course might be the biggest difference of all, there are way more details. I was just more secure in my doing, and I also actually knew how they need to be done. All those folds from the costume, they make it so much more alive than this one. Also the veins and stuff like that. The second very big difference is the hatching. Here you can see I just did some lines right there, and there's almost no cross hatching, which isn't the most important part, but first of all, the hatching here is way too much apart, and when you compare it to this one, the hatching lines are way smaller and more fine, and I'm following the form of the muscles way more than on this one. There's just a little bit of a form where only no roundness in the lines, but in these lines they are way more round and in the right direction. Very bad hatching lines here on the chest. Here I did hatching I created all by myself, I dare say, for the chest muscles, like in these drawings right here. You can say it's a bit crazy maybe, but I like the style. I like those variations of different muscles. I also added more details like these. I did some here, but they are not as well executed. That's also a big difference. The posture is good on both of them, and also the lightning wasn't too bad on the first one as well. Looks pretty dramatic with just the one light source really. The big shadow here on the arm lets you know that this arm is a little bit bent backwards, and yeah, like I said, very dramatic look. And of course it helps to do some splatters and stuff like that. That always brings more life to the drawing as well.
Okay, so I hope this Moon Knight drawing brings even more likes to my Instagram account, which you should be checking out as well. Not only because I will post a lot of stuff from the comic I just did, from SASQUATCH Vikings, but after all, you will get a lot of content on my Instagram page, including all the steps from the drawing right there in between. So if you want to redraw this as well, watch the video from the beginning again, make sure to follow along with the gesture drawing, and check out my Instagram account for all the in-between steps. And concerning my progress, because I guess many of you guys will be wondering, I know that many of you guys will be wondering, because I get that all the time, how long do I draw, how much time do you have to invest to get as good and stuff like that. In my case, I have to say, every time I have to draw pages for some reason, and I had to draw a whole lot of pages because I was working on my SASQUATCH Viking project, so 25 pages in a row. That's the best thing you can do to improve your art, because you need to draw so many different characters from different angles and all you can think of. So go ahead and do pages. And you can even see the progress in my pages from SASQUATCH Vikings. When you take a look at the first ones, they are not as good and well defined as the ones from later on in the book. And again, a reminder, please check the link down in the description to the Kickstarter from the book. It would mean the world to me if you would be able to support me there and buy the book. That would be amazing. And also please share it with your friends on social media and everywhere, so we can get the most out of it and make the book a huge success. But that's it for today's video, guys. Now I want you to go and watch this video. That's where I drew the first Moon Knight. Just check it out. It's a very old video, but still I guess it's fun enough to watch. Check it out and leave a comment right there and I will respond and answer you. So see you there, my friends. Have a great time and yeah, bye.